Blue scorpion venom. Is it real venom?
Oh, yeah. And they sent me videos of them milking these little scorpions.
What sick the name, hell, at least.
Dude? Yeah, they milk scorpions, dog.
Reminds me of shark cartilage.
Jizz. Dude, I couldn't lift 3 weeks ago. Who
Blue
knows?
Scorpion did it for you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I take so much I don't know.
Do you know what you're taking? For real? Water. That guy's an asshole. Go back to that guy. There's a guy like that out there who figured out a way to make money off of people who are just either desperate or too dumb to know the difference.
You're talking about
What are you
Brendan
talking about,
right now,
Brendan?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me.
I know.
Our boy Brendan is back at it again. This time he's fallen for a snake oil scam, and in true Schaub style, he milked it for everything it's got, even going as far as to bring it up on JRE with Papa Rogan after he knew full well that the whole thing was complete bullshit. And this is all part of Brendan's latest obsession with being the strongest dad on the baseball field. Just recently, he posted a video of his bench press routine to Instagram saying, "Lot of chatter about my workout routine these days, so here you go. Meat and potatoes workouts, bench, pull-ups and deadlifts. That's it. No fancy kettlebell bullshit, no CrossFit, no saunas, ice baths or trendy gym workouts. Never injured, strong as hell. I go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. During the week, I fast until 1 p.m., eat only meat, and on weekends, I'll have cheat meals at the snack shack during my son's baseball games. Only goal is to be the strongest dad at the baseball field. My pre-workout is an energy drink and a mouthful of creatine powder, super meathead style. I give all glory to Jesus and scorpion venom plus peptides. Forgot to mention on top of this, I run 2 miles every day." If you've ever wondered why his comedy career fell flat on its face, well, yet again, we have irrefutable evidence of just how far gone this guy is. And the worst part is that he's genuinely a super strong dude. He played D1 football, he was a top 10 UFC heavyweight, he towers over Joe Rogan by a whole foot at 6'4", and he weighs upwards of 240 pounds. The guy's an absolute fucking beast. But that's not enough for him. He still has to brag about how strong he is. He puts everyone down around him for absolutely no reason, and at the age of 42, he's jacked up on TRT and peptides, he gets stem cell injections, he takes a bunch of unregulated nootropics and supplements, all so he can post videos on Instagram of himself doing half ramps on the bench press. But more on that later, because I've got all the clips lined up for you guys from the last 6 episodes of The Fighter and the Kid, so stick around for that. To start off with though, let's take a look at how one of Bappa's friends duped him into squirting snake oil underneath his tongue several times a day. I don't know if his buddy was trolling him or he's just genuinely a dumbass like Schaub, but this was absolutely hilarious. As usual, it starts off with a flex and ends in embarrassment. And for those of you who don't understand Shaubinese, when he says milking, he means to say milking, as in milking a cow. But he just says it differently because Bappa just goes. And so after his recent bicep tear, which apparently doesn't count as an injury, Brendan was explaining to Brian on the podcast how he was able to cure it overnight using scorpion milk.
Oh, your arm.
So my arm, right? It's been a
It
problem.
looks big.
Yeah,
That's
thank you.
because it's swollen.
Yeah, well, yeah, thank you. Hard work. A mutual friend of ours goes, you need to get, you're going to love this. I can't believe we didn't talk. That's why. Friend goes, you need to get on scorpion, blue scorpion venom.
What?
And I go,
But bring that up, Jim.
who's milking scorpions?
Yeah, who's milking?
Who's milking scorpions? And they're like, and I go, you inject it? You know, I'm all about injecting.
Yeah.
He goes, no, it's you just take it orally underneath your tongue. I couldn't hold the baseball glove for Tiger. I couldn't play catch with him. I benched this morning.
Well, you don't use your bicep for bench, but blue scorpion venom. Is it real venom?
Oh yeah. And they sent me videos of them milking these little scorpions. And they're only, I think it's the DR. It's a special kind of, because you can't get that fat Arizona scorpion. That ain't going to work. It has to be these blue scorpions from the DR. I'm taking real scorpion venom, son.
You are. You're putting it under your tongue?
Yeah.
That's so interesting. How'd they figure that out?
Right.
Who started milking the scorpion?
Yeah.
Who was like, grab that little dude. And they're showing me how they milk.
There's so much.
And they put into
Is there a video on that?
I don't have the video. The guy was showing me on his phone. They put in like the 4 sections. So they milk, rotate, milk, and they just keep going. Yeah, dude, someone's milking a goddamn tiny scorpion. It ain't going to be cheap.
Yeah, I wonder if this is complete
Jeez.
bullshit and this is placebo or if this is real.
Price
Oh, yeah.
per month.
That's
I
what
don't
I
know,
want
worked
to know.
on me, dog. I'm also on a lot of though. Like inject straight BC 157 my bicep.
Yeah.
So just in case you missed the graphic that Chin pulled up on screen there, Blue Scorpion snake oil costs $299 per month as a subscription. Seriously, the amount of shit these guys take and how expensive it is absolutely boggles the mind. That was like watching an 8-year-old kid bragging to his buddies at school about what he did on the weekend. And of course, he had to slip in that bit about not being able to hold up the baseball glove for his son, just to remind everyone that he's the world's greatest baseball dad. Strongest too. But thank God for Brian Callen, because if it weren't for him, we'd be none the wiser. He called bullshit straight away and found out it was a massive scam within a couple of minutes of Googling. I've noticed that Brian's pushing back against Schaub more and more since the move to Austin. He's got an exit strategy now, so he looks like he's less inclined to put up with Bupper's endless bullshit. He also looks more relaxed and happy than he ever did over the last couple of years. I mean, let's not get carried away here. He hasn't completely beaten the allegations, but having a strategy for life after Brandon is a winning move in my opinion. I can even see a tell-all book on the horizon about how he survived some of the darkest years of his life. I mean, he was literally a lolcow at one point. Anyway, once Chin pulled up an article breaking down the Blue Scorpion snake oil scam, it was all downhill for our boy Bupper.
Cancer patients around the world have been traveling to Cuba, blah, blah, blah. Studied effects of venom on some 10,000 people, but the company has published none of its research, which means they're full of shit. Demand did, however, become so great that LabioFam had to change its tack because it could not supply enough of the venom. So the company decided to produce a homeopathic version of the venom. Uh-oh. That means it's not venom. If it's a homeopathic version of the venom, there's no venom, guys. Under the name Vitatox, the homeopathic version is now sold to Cubans for 4 cents and to foreigners for $220. It is not backed by Cuba's Regulatory Bureau of Health Protection. All we have are some anecdotes that are impossible to confirm. In the meantime, there are practitioners in several countries that offer the venom treatment to desperate people. Do you know what you're taking? For real? Water. That guy's an asshole. Go back to that guy. You're so full of shit, dude. We should call him Harut Tovmasyan. Like, dude, what are you saying? Hold on. So
Brenda's still flexing.
let me just see. Let me go back. I just want to see what because if he's saying that, active ingredients.
Oh, it's derived from venom of a Caribbean blue scorpion. It's composed of complex mixture of peptides, amino acids, and minerals. It's a highly
It is a highly diluted homeopathic form. Okay, guys, what that means is that there's no venom in it. God, that's so bad.
And it sounds cool.
Look
to
at that
say,
guy.
Blue
Who is that
Scorpion,
guy?
Yeah, it does.
Right? That's
Yeah.
that's a marketing.
CEO.
Oh
Marketing
God. You know, that there's a guy like that out there who figured out a way to make money off of people who are just either desperate or too dumb to know the difference.
You're talking about
What are you
Brendan
talking
right
about,
now, dude.
Brendan?
Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, I didn't pay for it. It was sent to me.
Yeah, Brian knew exactly what he was doing there. Like I said, he's got a safety net down in Austin now that he's closer to his old friend Joe Rogan, and Brendan knows it too. But seeing Brendan fall for a scam in real time is an absolute peach's delight. And it wasn't as if he was curious or ambivalent about it. He went balls deep without doing a lick of research, just because he thought it sounded cool to say that he squirts scorpion milk under his tongue 4 times a day. And if you notice the date in those clips, that was actually last month, on March 18th to be exact. So 4 days later, your boy Bupper would appear on the Joe Rogan Experience Fight Companion with Eddie Bravo and Gordon Ryan, where he would randomly bring up his bicep and miracle snake oil cure, even after he knew full well that the whole thing was a scam. Just to remind you, if you didn't hear it, that company sells this stuff in Cuba for 4 cents and marks it up to $200 to sell in the United States. Now that's some solid business sharking right there.
How are your shoulders?
Good. Yeah.
And yours? Good shoulders?
Good shoulders. I tore my bicep like a month ago, probably.
Did you get it fixed or no?
Nah, man.
You don't have to get it fixed? Is it a small tear?
Yeah, it's small tear.
Oh, okay.
I've just been injecting in
BPC?
peptide. You
Yeah.
name something. Just
Oh, yeah.
I started taking blue scorpion venom.
What?
Yeah, some scorpion
what are you
venom.
doing?
Some I don't know. Name something.
We,
The brand name is Venom or actual
It's
Venom?
blue venom. They take venom and then put
From who?
peptides
Like a
with
snake?
it.
what?
From a fucking scorpion.
Oh,
What
Sick
the
name,
hell,
at least.
dude?
Yeah, they milk scorpions, dog.
Reminds me of shark
Scorpion
cartilage.
jizz.
Dude, I couldn't lift 3 weeks ago. Who
Blue
knows?
Scorpion did it for you?
I don't know. That's the thing. I take so much. I don't know.
Something's working.
Something's working, dude. I got
What
back
is-
on the bench last week and was no problems.
What is the scorpion stuff supposed to do?
It helps with healing. Like there's all sorts of fucking history on it.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
On the muscle? You put it under your tongue? Like,
No,
what do you do?
you put it under your tongue every morning, every night.
Bro.
And I'm like, how much say it take? I'll take double.
Is it? Is there a side effect to it?
Nah, I feel being
get
awesome,
poisoned?
feeling healthy.
Does it make you feel great?
Oh yeah, I feel great.
Wow. But you're
Now,
doing a lot of stuff. It's hard to
that's
know.
the thing. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
That's
and
always a
and then I
problem.
stumbled upon was it methanol blue?
That's not how you say it. What is the actual?
Methylene?
Methylene.
Dude,
Yeah, I take
it's
that.
on me all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah, I take
Do you want some, Gordon?
What is
Yeah, I
it?
take it.
Because I take creatine for neurological reasons and for muscle recovery.
Yeah.
And then I'm taking so many nootropics, I feel like I leveled out. And then someone recommended this methanol blue. Methylene blue.
3 or 4 times a day?
Yeah, I
I think
don't know
you're
if-
supposed to do it one a day.
Bro. What are we doing here? I got too much shit to get done, dog. Yeah, this one's great
Like a
from
fucking
Diesel
test-
Subs.
You're like a test rat.
Yeah. When they go, does it work? I think so.
Probably.
Yeah.
Something's working.
One of them's
The
going to
full
work.
combo's working.
One of them's going to work.
The look on Gordon, Ryan, and Eddie Bravo's faces at the end there was the best part for me. And can I just say, we all know Brendan's a massive fucking idiot, but a part of me kinda felt happy for him just to see him in his element, cracking up his North Star in Joe Rogan, kicking it with the boys. Jamie disabled the live chat before they jumped on, so he didn't have to worry about getting roasted by the internet. And I can't help but feel that he leads such a miserable life full of redaction and rejection, always getting shit on by the internet. But in that single moment right there, when he got Rogan to laugh and then leaned into it more and more just to keep it going for that little bit longer, it tugs at the heartstrings, you know? It's like going fishing with your dad for the first time. You hook on a massive fish, you start reeling it in, and when it gets to the side of the boat, your dad bends down and scoops it out with a net. And in that moment, you see the look on his face and you think to yourself, you know what? Maybe it wasn't my fault that he left us to start a new family one suburb over. Anyway, I really got to stop drinking before I record this shit. And so after Brendan's embarrassing yet entertaining snake oil scam, he moved on to his next obsession, which is bench pressing 225 pounds. It all started with a visit to the now infamous Ways to Well, the health clinic that services the top 250 down in Austin. And while you're watching this, make sure you don't forget Brendan's Instagram post. He never gets injured. If the TRT, peptides, scorpion milk, and nootropics weren't enough, now our boys onto stem cell therapy.
Ways to Wells those,
It's sick, huh?
bro.
And so you got
I've never seen anything like it.
and they'll hook you up with peptides and all that stuff.
Dude, it might be placebo. From running all the time, I was like, they're like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, I think just structurally, like, because all the pounding, it's just kind of f***ed up.
Yeah.
They shoot it, and when I get on the plane, and usually on the plane, my knee will start aching.
Yeah.
Bud, my knee is 100%.
What?
I ran this morning like
Come on.
a fucking fox.
Really?
Dude, zero
Like a
issues.
fox.
Now, they said it would take 4 to 6 weeks to see a benefit. I don't know if it was just whatever maybe they lubed it up and I'll start having pain in a few
I
days.
don't know.
Dude, I'm telling you, insane.
They shot it with stem cells,
Yeah. And
Hey, if it works, it works.
In my bicep.
and they give you a skin infection.
No, that's not them. That's from my own. Who knows?
Yeah.
It might be AIDS. Magic's fine.
the
It's
muscle's fine.
tears in here.
And then you'll be fine.
Yeah, I'll be fine.
It'll what?
Be 100%. Yeah, Reed.
So now the stem cells fixed the tears in his arm. Who knew your biceps could cry? Actually, now that I think about it, it actually checks out. But now that he's cured all of his injuries, Bubba decided it was time to hit the bench. And like I said earlier on, it's obvious that Brendan's fucking strong. He can clearly bench 225 for reps without any assistance, but fuck me dead, what's with the half reps, dude? I don't know if it's an American thing or even just a football thing, but where I'm from, most of his reps wouldn't count. And you can tell that it's not hard for him. After he's punched out a dozen or so reps, he slows down and goes full range, so he can clearly do it, right? But Schaub's obsessed with being the best and breaking his own imaginary record of 40 reps, even though absolutely nobody gives a fuck and nobody asked him for this. He literally brought it up on every single episode in the last month.
That benching shit is it's ridiculous. I've shown that to people who are like, Jesus Christ.
So Gert hit me up and goes, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, I mean, that's crazy strong.
Yeah. And people are like, oh, you're not fully extending. I'm like, oh, you don't think I can do that? Oh, so this morning I posted, literally out of bed, no warm up, didn't run my miles because I want to do it after with my knee because I was going to see how it feels. No warm up, nothing. I put 225 on and just 20, easy as pie.
Wow.
Full extension.
What do you?
Just as a warm up.
I'm doing some CrossFit kind of stuff routines.
Do they not have bench?
So okay, so I haven't. Okay, so
you're one of
my
those gyms
chest-
that don't use
My
bench.
chest is a slow burn. I ate too much this
We're
morning.
back, boys.
I'm back. Did you do 37? Did you do 225?
35 and a half.
225, 35 and a half.
35 and a half at the end of my workout.
At the end of your workout.
It was deadlift day and pull-up day, and I thought, you know what? It, let's end on 225. And I don't use spotters. I think spotters are for gays. And so then I did 225.
Can't even do
60
one pull-up.
sets.
You can't do one pull-up,
Not
Jen?
even one, yeah.
Can you bench 225?
I can bench a lot better than I do.
can't.
I didn't ask that. When's the last
Jen,
one?
25, how many places?
You can-
I look like I can do a pull-up, right?
I know, you should be doing 10.
I should be able to do at least one.
But have you ever looked at the stats I posted on how many men bench 225 in the world? It's like less than 1%.
That's nuts. I can do 200 or 210, I think, but 225.
Yeah, 225 is the marker, buddy.
Yeah.
It's difficult to give an exact global location because there's so many bitches out there, but it says approximately 1.3 Americans can bench 225. So it's not many, which was surprising to me. I'm not even trying to be smart here. It's the standard since high school.
I feel like I can do
Like we
that.
made fun of kids.
Yeah, we could work, even somebody like me can work up to that, but it's a lot if you're a regular guy.
Yeah, most regular guys can't do it.
Nice
Let's do it.
shoes, dude. What's up with your bootsy boots? Are those Danner boots?
I don't know who Jeffrey Dahmer is, but these are Brunt boots.
They're what?
They're sponsor of the show, Brunt.
Brunt.
Dude, they sent them. I've had them for a while. You would love them because the inside is so comfortable.
like those.
They feel like my Jordans.
They're a sponsor?
Yeah,
Where's my pair?
they don't want you affecting their sales
What do you mean? I'm,
because they go, you can only wear these boots if you bench over 225.
dude, I bench, man.
Dude, bring up the thing our boy Catherwood just posted.
First off, Schaub's a f***ing freak. He puts up videos of him just. I comment. You know what I'm talking about, Brendan. I f***ing DM'd you the other day. Schaub's freakishly strong.
So then I did 225 this morning 34 times. So I'm 6 off from my ultimate
Damn.
goal.
How many
But
times?
36. But I just got to get this bicep back. One hundo, and
get
I
to
think
one
the
hundo.
4 I can crank out.
That's a lot of. So you did it 34 times.
36. I'm sorry, 36.
You did 36.
36. I'm 4 off.
You did 36 times.
36 this morning. I'm 4 off.
That is a lot of weight. I know. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
Who knew that Brendan Schaub would go full Burt Kreischer this year when Brian Callen finally leaves Brendan for that fat mothership check and Tom Segura finally milks the last drop of scorpion milk from Burt Kreischer's teats? Bappa and Bart seriously need to join forces and start their own podcast. I'd honestly trip over myself to watch that every week. Just imagine the conversation. Brendan would start bragging about how he's the best baseball dad in the world. Then Burt will try and one-up him with the story about his daughter's period party. And then Bappa will challenge Burt to a push-up competition. And so they'll both end up on the floor doing half reps until failure. Maybe Burt can get Brendan back on the bottle for some real laughs. Now we're talking. But this is also typical of Brandon. He gets an idea in his head and goes full redact with it. And don't get me wrong, I think it's a good thing for him at the age of 42 to be setting himself goals and training towards them for his own personal health and well-being. Sure, he'll probably inspire some of his redacted audience to get into shape as well, but the guy's on everything under the sun. How is that an achievement? He was born with great genetics and he's on thousands of dollars worth of steroids, peptides, and supplements so that he can push out half reps on Instagram for a weight that he can clearly easily do proper reps with. If that's not the most Brendan Schaub thing you've ever heard, I don't know what is. Actually, no, I stand corrected. Losing a 3-year lol suit to a degenerate live streamer no one's ever heard of after falsely confusing Bobby Lee of trying to sabotage his marriage is the most Brendan Schaub thing you've ever heard. All this this guy ever does is punch down on the people around him. In the studio, you saw him giving Brian shit for not being able to bench 225. I mean, Brian's 58 years old and he looks pretty damn good for his age. Sure, he's got multiple families around the country, but come on, B, cut him some slack. And as for Chin, actually, fuck that guy. I can't stand him. He deserves everything he gets from Brendan. All that we're waiting for now is the Austin Podcast Studio reveal. I don't know when that's coming, but when it does, you know I'll be the first one to bring it to you. Until then, if you want to see my detailed breakdowns of all the Netflix comedy specials and all the big Kill Tony shows, don't forget to head over to my Patreon via the link in the description. There's a bunch of other stuff on there too that you might be interested in, so go and check that out. Otherwise, make sure you subscribe to my channel here on YouTube and hit the like button while you're here. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
I feel like you got a good nose for fighting. You're like
It's
no
better
homo.
now.
You got like a button nose, like cute button nose.
Appreciate
Cute
that.
button,
Yeah,
Right?
I
Doesn't he have a
appreciate
good
that.
nose? So does Eddie.
appreciate
Yeah.
Is it true that you're the reason the Tates are in jail or got arrested?
I think I'm part of the reason why something happened. I spoke to Tate, and I literally, yes, I'm going to take accountability. Up. Okay, I really up. And Andrew Tate's team confirmed that up, and Tate told me.
You know, every now and then we get a reminder of just how stupid people really are. And when it comes to streamers, there really is a lot of competition. But then there's Aiden Ross. Words alone cannot describe how much of a degenerate this guy actually is. And you don't have to have a legal background to appreciate the sheer level of stupidity on display here. And as per usual, it gets worse because not only did he massively stuff up, but he still doesn't quite understand why he stuffed up and made up this massive lie that doesn't even make sense. Yeah, this one's weird. Let me break it down for you. So it all started last week when Aiden Ross was streaming on Kick, where he's the biggest streamer. Apparently he even owns 30% of the company as well. Anyway, on this stream, he thought it would be a good idea to flex to his audience by reading out a private message that he had received from Andrew Tate, word for word, live on air. Now, I don't know about you guys, but where I'm from, if you're mates with an international fugitive, maybe you don't read private messages out loud on the internet.
Andrew had hit me up. He said, hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. And he said it's basically now or never.
Oh man, I've seen that so many times now and it still hurts to watch. Let me explain. So, if you're not aware, Andrew Tate is being sued by 4 women in the UK aged in their 20s and 30s over allegations of SA and abuse dating back from 2013 to 2016. Now, they went to the authorities years ago, but the police decided that there wasn't enough evidence to pursue Tate in a criminal court, which left the 4 women with only the option of suing him in a civil court. They didn't have much money, so they crowdfunded it, and the proceedings are still ongoing. Obviously, Andrew Tate denies all the allegations, as he does for all of his criminal accusations and charges. However, even though these 4 women aren't involved in anything to do with Romania, they've been keeping a close eye on Tate and his movements, which apparently includes watching Aiden Ross's live streams. So when Aiden quoted Andrew Tate saying this,
I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back.
those girls jumped on the phone to their lawyers to let them know that Tate was planning on fleeing Romania. How do I know this? Well, their lawyers published a public statement confirming exactly that. Here's what they said. We are hopeful that the women who are the subject of Tate's arrest warrant today will have their cases handled and prosecuted differently to ours so that they get the justice they deserve. We are thinking of all the women Tate has allegedly hurt since moving to Romania, whose suffering might have been prevented if the authorities in the UK had acted sooner. We thank our lawyers, McHugh, Jury and partners who have been campaigning for the UK authorities to prosecute Tate, even if not for crimes committed against us, and who wrote to the British police last week to urge them to immediately seek a warrant for Tate's extradition to the UK following rumours of him planning an escape. We will continue to fight for justice. Now, apparently those lawyers have actually confirmed to several publishers that it was in fact Aiden Ross's stream that led them to take action. But here's the important part. The UK authorities didn't apply to the Romanian government to extradite the Tates for the crimes alleged by those 4 women. It was for additional allegations made against both Andrew and his brother Tristan from other women dating from 2012 to 2015 back in the UK. And so the Romanian judge agreed to extradite the Tates back to the United Kingdom, but only after the proceedings in Romania have been finalised. Basically, even though they were released from custody, this puts the Tates back into lockdown, and if they ever try to escape, there's an arrest warrant waiting for them in the UK, which will make it difficult for them to travel basically anywhere in the world. There are more countries that have extradition treaties with the UK than the Romanians do. And here's the worst bit. Aidan Ross still doesn't understand what he did and why the Tates got arrested yet again.
Is it true that you're the reason the Tates are in jail or got arrested?
All right, so how this went down was they hit me. Well, Andrew hit me a few days ago, and he was just like, "Yo, like, come out to Romania, let's do some streams." And they just basically just like you know, like, I don't know what's gonna happen or whatever, but I don't think I'm gonna be here. So the way I read it on stream was me kind of just trying to mask where he was at because of the swatting issues that I've gone through. I didn't want basically me to do a stream with Andrew and we get swatted. And they know I'm in Romania. So I think I'm part of the reason why something happened, you know, with him.
No way. Because you like revealed the location, or?
I was just trying basically to hide where he was going to be for the stream we were doing to avoid swatting and stuff. But I f***ed up. Yeah, I think I was part of the reason. Yeah. I feel bad. Tate had spoke to me and he said, dude, just come to Romania. I want to give my people and your people what they want to see. Let's do some content. You're okay, and I forgive you. Because I apologize. I felt bad, bro. Like, really bad. And I really, really feel bad about that, and I'm sorry. I honestly did not mean for that to happen. My motive and my reason speaking about location was because I didn't want to get swatted. So I basically, which was really stupid. I up, and I'm sorry.
Did he reach out to you about it?
Yeah, we had a little convo about it. It's pretty up, bro. I feel horrible about it. I'm not gonna lie.
That's why.
But I'm gonna go out to Romania. We're cool. He's like, yo, like, come out to Romania. Let's do some streams. I did. I worded that really wrong. And as somebody who's on live 24/7, bro, up a lot. Okay, I really up a lot. I'm a really dumb individual. I'm very stupid. I told you guys that I think I'm autistic in some ways. And again, guys, I don't know why I worded it like this. It came out bad, and I'm sorry. And I didn't mean to do that. And I feel really, really bad. I really do apologize. I'm up, and I'm gonna continue to up and continue to learn from it. And I'm sorry.
Well, it sounds like he's learnt nothing because he doesn't understand exactly what happened. He keeps saying that he worded it the wrong way and it came out the wrong way, and he was just trying to protect Tate's location from being swatted during their live stream. But we all know where Tate is. He's in Romania under house arrest. What location were you protecting? You literally told everyone that you were going to Romania to stream with him. Where else was it going to happen? And the real issue wasn't how you worded it. You read out the text message word for word and outed him for his plan to flee Romania. That was the issue, not the way you worded it and not the location of the live stream. You snitched on your buddy Tate's plan on the biggest live stream on Kick. But the only person who really could rival Aidan's stupidity was Jake Paul in that episode of his podcast from yesterday. Not only has he made a career of being Logan Paul's little brother and faking a career as a boxer, but apparently he's also living outside the Matrix. Imagine Jake Paul trying to act like he's red-pilled.
That whole situation is wild that they're just like finding any reason to strip them down.
Yeah, it's super fucked up, bro. You know, I told you, bro, like, they've only helped me.
Yeah, the Matrix is very scary.
Yes, it is.
It's very, very scary.
Very fucked up.
So let me get this straight, right? Jake Paul's complaining about the Matrix being scary on his podcast uploaded to YouTube, which is sponsored by a gambling company which he owns part of, right after he announced his latest fight against Mike Tyson, which is to be streamed live on Netflix in July. Bro, you're balls deep in the Matrix. What are you talking about? And that's what I don't get about the people who defend Andrew Tate. He himself got rich off exploiting the very men who he now apparently seeks to empower, and he brags about it.
So I'm trying to teach these women, and the women kept fucking it up. So I said to them, it's like, you know what, F it. I'm taking over. So what I did is I unplugged their keyboards. and plugged a new one in from me behind the screen. So the chicks would sit there and hit a keyboard that wasn't plugged in. And me and my brother, and eventually some staff I trained, would do all the talking. The girls were just famoosers, just laughing and doing this, their titties out. And they were talking to ice cold hustlers. We were taking their money, all of it. You get a man with game and give him a female's body, a female avatar. He will f a guy up. I had these guys selling their houses, life savings, loans, all of it to me. Give me it all. You'd have a guy.
Feel bad or no?
No, to give a solitary.
How much would you give them? Can you give us an idea of like how much money you were pulling on? Because I've seen you tweet about guys sending your girls like $1,000, $5,000 in cash just as a one-off. Yeah, and I know how desperate guys are. Like, what kind of turnover were you talking? And what kind of percentage would you give the girls?
Okay, so my best girl would do about $40,000 a month.
Oh my God!
And
Sean, we're in the wrong gender.
Maybe.
And how much?
Is it 14 or 40?
40.
Oh, Christ.
Jesus.
And I'd give her $1,000 a week. I'd give her
$1,000. Okay, so that's generous. I mean, that's
so
she gets
$1,000 a week. She gets free rent. She ain't got to worry about nothing. If I travel or we travel, I pay for everything, whatever. But $36,000 a month, I'm keeping.
Wow. And that was your best girl. What was your worst?
Well, bro, I had
the first big money I ever made in my life. I first became a multimillionaire by running a webcam studio. So I had beautiful women sitting on computers talking to guys on webcams from all around the world. That's how I first made my money. And at one point, I had 75 women in 4 locations working for me, which was stressful and the wrong way to do it. I ended up removing my army and going to special forces of around 15 people, 15 girls. And me and my brother made a lot of money doing that. But the PhD course, the degree was teaching people how I managed females in those scenarios, how I controlled their emotions, how I convinced them to work and give me most of their money, how I convinced them to share me with other women, why they obeyed me. So it was never so much about out there picking up girls. It's actually something else. It was more about the psychology.
So I don't know if many of you watching know exactly what his criminal case in Romania is all about, but it's basically what he just admitted to and bragged about in those clips. Exploiting women to make him money using the lover boy method. The guy literally used to sell courses on how to do it with a step-by-step guide on which computer to use, which webcam to use, how to set up the room so it looks authentic, how to get your ex-girlfriends to work for you and not have to pay them, and how to manipulate them psychologically to do the work for you, etc., etc. Now, let me just say, I do agree that Andrew Tate is a target, and he has been for a few years now. I personally don't agree with most of the things he says, but I think that's separate from his legal troubles. The reason why he's in so much legal trouble is because he screwed over so many people, and obviously for political reasons as well. A lot of the things he says are controversial. But none of these cases would have been possible if not for the hours and hours of evidence he's uploaded to the internet over the last 10 years. I mean, I only just played you a couple of minutes, but like I said, there is hours and hours of instructional videos and guides on exactly how to set up these businesses, which are illegal in most countries. So I get that he's a massive target, but man, he did it to himself. Anyway.
I'm gonna fight Mike Tyson on Netflix.
Yeah.
Yeah,
baby.
Do it.
Oh my God! No way!
Man.
If he eats your ear, better say that sorry.
I can't believe that was Nina's first question. What if he eats her ear?
I don't give a if you think he's 55 years old. That guy will hurt you. Yeah. If Jake Paul's on the other side of the ring and he sees Mike Tyson just bobbing and weaving, he's going to have a recognition. Yeah. He's going to look over and go, oh my God, that's really Mike Tyson.
The fight I fought with Roy Jones was supposed to be with Bob Sapp.
Oh, really? Oh, no kidding.
Hell yeah. I wouldn't have to chase this guy all around.
Ooh, easy there, Mike. Welcome back to the channel, guys. I hope you're doing well. And if you haven't heard, Jake Paul just announced he will be performing an exhibition boxing bout against none other than Mike Tyson on July 20th in Texas, which you can stream live on Netflix. This comes off the back of Jake's win last weekend, bringing his professional boxing record to 9-1. That's right, Jake Paul has only ever lost one boxing fight, which was to Tommy Fury, arguably the only real boxer he's ever fought. Go figure. And so now that Jake's fought a bunch of cab drivers, plumbers, and gardeners, and he's stat padded his way to a respectable boxing record, he's decided to put his pursuit of a real boxing career on hold while he cashes in on this circus of an event live on Netflix. Ooh, that bag must have been big. And to give you an idea of just how ridiculous this whole thing is, let's put Jake and Mike side by side for a comparison. Alright, let's see. Tyson's got a record of 50-6 to Jake's record of 9-1. Tyson's got 44 knockouts to Jake's 6. Jake's got the height advantage. Tyson's got the weight advantage. Oh, but all of this is meaningless because Mike Tyson is 57 years old. He's 30 years older than Jake Paul. Seriously, what happened to Jake taking boxing seriously and fighting his way to a world championship? And this didn't just happen overnight. I'll show you the background in a moment, and we'll also hear from Joe Rogan on why he thinks Tyson will end Jake Paul, as well as why Rogan's actually scared of Tyson himself and made the desk in his podcast studio wider after Mike scared him during an episode of JRE. True story. But first, a massive shout out to my regulars for always turning up and smashing the like button. If you're new here and you end up enjoying this video, make sure you hit the like button as well and become a subscriber so you can keep up to date with everything happening in the podcast world. Now, if you haven't seen it already, Jake Paul dropped one of his most cringy videos ever, and that's saying a lot. It was basically one giant ad for Netflix and his upcoming fight with Tyson in July, and it was full of little gags and parodies of Tyson. He even went so far as to get a fake face tattoo, just like Mike's.
You heard it right, motherfucker. Fighting Mike Tyson.
And then he did all these parodies of famous Mike Tyson moments, such as biting off Evander Holyfield's ear, various TV interviews where Mike went off script. They even CGI'd a white tiger in there, just like Mike, as well as parodying a bunch of classic Mike Tyson interviews. Basically, Tyson's carrying the fight promotion because, as you can imagine, the mainstream Netflix audience probably has no idea who Jake Paul really is. And if you thought the acting was bad in those clips, just take a look at these completely scripted conversations where Jake tells his family members about the fight, because, you know, cameras just follow this guy around, right?
Growing up, who was your favorite boxer?
Mike Tyson.
Mike, right?
Yeah. Why'd you ask?
Because I'm going to be fighting him.
No way.
In July.
Dude.
On Netflix.
Are you kidding me, Dad?
Yeah.
He's gonna be the hardest hitting motherfucker you ever fought.
I know.
Dude, holy I'm gonna be freaking out.
Yeah. I'm gonna fight Mike Tyson on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Do it.
Oh my God! No way!
Man.
What if he eats your ear? Better safe than sorry.
I can't believe that was Nina's first question. What if he eats your ear?
Hang on. Did you guys notice that too? Why were Jake and his dad sitting there on the lounge watching the screensaver on the television? Come on, guys, check the reflections, Jesus. And why is Logan Paul sitting around wearing nothing but a towel? Anyway, I digress. Jake Paul has been floating the idea of fighting Tyson for years now. He said everything from "I'm not stupid, I'd never step in the ring with him" to straight up calling him out a couple of years ago, which at the time caught everyone's attention. But the whole influencer boxing thing has been done so many times now that everyone thought it was basically dead in the water. Logan Paul was a pioneer with his exhibition match against Floyd Mayweather Jr., where Mayweather appeared to literally carry him through the fight, only to be overshadowed by probably the biggest fail in boxing history, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. Man, I'm glad I didn't pay for that fight. And so for the most part, Joe Rogan was happy to promote them and support what they were doing because he thought they were legitimate athletes with legitimate boxing skills.
What do you think about, like, now that they have, like, celebrities do guest masks, like Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul? Logan Paul actually does some wild shit.
Yeah, he's really good.
He does some wild shit.
He really does.
Jumping off the top ropes and slamming into each other in the middle. Like, that's some serious athleticism.
Yeah, I tell them, both those kids are half tough.
I always tell people, just forget that Jake Paul is a YouTube guy and watch him box.
Yeah.
The kid can fight, 100%. And that Tommy Fury fight really showed that. I mean, it goes to a split decision against a legit undefeated boxer.
But then Mike Tyson entered the chat, and, well, Rogan's tone changed a little. Okay, it changed a lot.
The one thing he doesn't want to do is fight Mike.
No.
Yeah, he wants to fight Mike, I think.
Why? I don't give a if he's 55. That's still Mike Tyson.
Mike's in good shape too.
Oh my God!
Mike trains every day.
He trains with Rafael Cordero, who's a legend in MMA. He runs King's mixed martial arts. That guy can still you up.
He don't want to fight Mike.
In this world with hormone replacement and vitamins and I don't give a if you think he's 55 years old. That guy will hurt you. If Jake Paul's on the other side of the ring and he sees Mike Tyson just bobbing and weaving, he's going to have a recognition. He's going to look over and go, oh my God, that's really Mike Tyson.
And so Rogan actually had the chance to discuss Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson with the man himself on JRE back in 2022. So like I said, this idea has been floating around for years now, and it's no doubt been going back and forth between the two camps for a while.
When you get challenged by someone who's a guy like a Jake Paul, does that piss you off? Is
Not
it
at
part
all.
of it that's just like
no, it doesn't. I think it's awesome.
You think it's awesome?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Cool.
You think it's cool? That's awesome.
You can't take yourself too serious.
Right.
You know what I mean? The world will turn on you if you take yourself too serious. Who the hell am I to take myself too serious? Made all this money, got this reputation, and now I'm looking at people screw facing them down.
Right.
I have a great life. How am I going to be mad at somebody? Really think about it. When my ego's not involved, how can I really be mad at somebody?
So clearly, Mike's living his best life at the moment, and he enjoys being thrown into these kinds of conversations because it helps him to stay relevant. If you don't know his story, he went from earning hundreds of millions of dollars to basically going broke because of his bad spending habits and unstable lifestyle. Nowadays, he's doing fine. He's got his own podcast, his own companies. He does cameos in movies and TV commercials. And when I think back to when he really came back onto the radar, it was probably the first Hangover movie back in 2009. So Mike's well and truly been to hell and back and everywhere in between. The guy's seen everything, right? And over the years, he's built a reputation for being unpredictable. And, well, let's not sugarcoat this. The guy can be pretty wild, which is why he had so much entertainment value. Even Rogan got to experience this firsthand on his own podcast.
No, Mike Tyson's still fighting demons, man.
Wow.
Those demons are still there. Mike Tyson is the reason why this desk is this width. This is the exact same width as the studio desk in my old place, the exact same one. And I had a small one. I'm like, maybe it'd be better if I'm a little closer to the people. But then I did a podcast with Tyson. I did two of them with Tyson. One, when he was high, when he was running Tyson's Ranch. He had a little bit of a belly. He was jolly. He was just high all the time. We had a wonderful conversation. And then next time he came in is when he's preparing for the Roy Jones fight.
Oh,
and
wow.
He was jacked. And he made me so nervous. Like, he was so keyed up. You could tell. Like, he was ready to go.
Oh,
he was
wow.
ready to go. And I'm like, no. Small table. I need to be. I need to not feel so nervous. I need to have some distance. So I was thinking, if I was any closer to Mike, so instead of like here, if I was like this, and he was that amped up, it'd probably like affect the way I was communicating with him. I'd be nervous.
He's an intimidating guy.
Oh yeah.
I did that video and I was in bed for a week. That was 30 seconds and I was in bed for a week. And it's not funny because it made me realize that this is big boy shit, okay?
Big boy shit.
It's big boy shit. You was
There
out,
it is right there.
Yeah, that wasn't really cool. See, I'm not the guy you have to say, hey, Mike, man, you gained a few pounds. Let's kind of work it out, man. You can do it. Hey, you big fat dumb. Get your shit together. Look, you big fat mother. You're a fat, lazy mother. That motivates me. The right person needs to tell it to me, too.
Who the f***'s gonna say that to
Well,
you?
They do. Hey. I listened. Where was I? Was somewhere around Freddie? I went somewhere. What does it mean when fighting gets you erect? What does that mean?
It's a good question. It means you're getting excited.
Yeah.
So that's going through your mind right now.
Well, that's how I get when I was a kid, and sometimes I get the twinkle.
The twinkle.
Yeah.
When you're running, when you're hitting the bag, when that heart's beating again, and you know who you are. You're Mike motherfucking Tyson. So when you're doing all this shit again, you're still Mike Tyson. Those thoughts have got to be burning inside you again. It's got to be pretty wild. It gets you orgasmic. That's a strange thing to say.
Well, that's just what I want. I wanted to find out because you're really bright, and I thought you would figure it. No, I'm being very serious.
No, I know. I know you're being serious, but I mean, no one will understand that other than you. Like, that's your mindset.
Man, Rogan's forehead was working overtime in that episode. And so the reason why I find all of this so interesting is this. Rogan's a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and Taekwondo. If you've ever seen him kick a bag, he's basically walking around with 2 baseball bats for legs. Now, this might be controversial, but I actually think Rogan would absolutely wipe the floor with Tyson. No question. Mike's one of the best boxers in the history of the sport, maybe even the GOAT, but that's in a boxing ring. If you're talking just a straight up fight with no rules, unless Tyson gets to Joe's ears first, Joe would either throw some leg kicks and cripple Mike or take him down and choke him out. Now, that's not to say that Tyson doesn't clip him first. Sure, Rogan goes down and it's all over, but Rogan has so many more tools in his bag compared to just boxing that I don't even think it would be a contest. But with all of that in mind, Rogan is still scared of Mike Tyson. What more of an endorsement do you need, right? I mean, Rogan's been ringside for some of the most brutal fights in UFC history, and he's completely comfortable in that world. So that's why I think this whole thing is a farce. Even at the age of 57, if this was a real boxing bout, Jake Paul could sustain some really serious head injuries stepping into the ring with Tyson. People are speculating that there's a no knockout clause in the contract, which I definitely agree with. But not only that, these guys are just trying to get paid. All that nonsense Jake's been spouting after he beat Nate Diaz, that he was going to put his head down and focus on improving his skills against real boxers, no more pay-per-views until he's ready to step into the ring and fight for a championship. It was all BS. Jake was just trying to stat pad his record so that when they announced this fight, he'd at least have a few more wins under his belt and not look like a complete idiot, which he clearly failed to do. And there's also a legitimate argument that Tyson's ruining his legacy by getting involved with YouTube boxers, similar to how people criticized Floyd Mayweather Jr. when he fought Logan Paul. Even for Netflix, it's a questionable move. They've worked so hard to build a reputation for producing good movies and TV shows, they even moved into stand-up comedy and became the holy grail for comedy specials, and so it makes sense that they would want to get involved in the live streaming of sports events. But there's no way people are going to take them seriously if this is how they're starting out. I like the idea of Netflix branching out and bringing different forms of entertainment to their platform, but this ain't it, in my opinion at least. Either way, I guess they're going to win because I'll definitely be tuning in. I'm mostly interested to see how Mike performs in his late 50s. I think if he trains well and stays healthy, he'll easily win. But one thing I've learned about the Paul brothers over the years, they very rarely put themselves in situations where they don't have complete control. Remember the Tyson versus Roy Jones Jr.